A lot of women are just mentally ill when it comes to dating, and someone has to say it, and well, it might as well be me. And I know this is going to trigger some of you, but this is straight up hypocritical behavior that needs to be called out. You don't want the nice guy, so instead you go for the toxic bad boy who treats you like garbage. You'd rather chase the chaos, the drama, and the challenge of trying to fix someone who clearly doesn't want to be fixed. We ignore the green flags from good guys because they feel boring or too available. Make that make sense. Then, when the relationship crashes and burns, which it always does, instead of reflecting on the choices and accepting that actions have consequences, you run to your friends, run to the internet, and complain that there are no good men left. But the reality is, you literally chose this. You had options. You had the good guy right there, but he wasn't exciting enough for you. But a lot of you would rather find out the hard way. And while you're choosing drama and toxicity over genuine love and respect, those good guys get swooped up by women who actually appreciate them. You can't reject good men and then act shocked when you're left with trash. So let's just stop blaming all men for the type of men you keep choosing. The problem isn't that good men don't exist, it's that you don't want them.
Fact. They always say there aren't good men, instead of saying they are making bad choices and been played by the same players. Not even players anymore, just chop dudes that still beat them and cheat on them. Unfortunately, they'll never get it and simply don't want to. It's always been that way and always will. Good men are predictable. Predictability is boring. Once a woman is bored of a man, she'll quickly move on to man she finds not boring, one that causes her emotions to move up and down. These men are usually more toxic, but the women is already addicted to huge emotional swings they feel from this guy. They don't want to move on.
You guys are never gonna believe this. My friend's mom just cheated on her husband of 25 years. Mind you, she's a stay-at-home mom that whole time, and he makes 6 figures. My friend just told me that her dad walked in on her mom in bed with another man after 25 years of marriage. After 25 years of her not having to work. 25 years of her job being cooked dinner. What is the issue with women feeling like they need to cheat on genuine good men? Men that are providing for you, men that are willing to make you stay-at-home moms and wives even. Can you actually imagine going to work for 25 years to keep your wife at home and then you find her in bed with some random dude? I would be in jail. I would be in jail. And what's crazy is that this is an epidemic. Like, this isn't even just happening with people with wives and kids. It's like girlfriends cheating on their boyfriends that are buying them flowers and asking them to be their Valentine, which we'll talk about that later. Boyfriends that are buying them dinners and, like, taking them out on dates, doing nice things. They are cheating on these men. What are we doing?
And here's the kicker. If he divorces her, she'll still take half of everything. She'll get majority custody since he has to go to work. He'll also pay spousal support. This is after splitting the assets in half. She'll find a way to blame it on him. The nicest guys get cheated on. The most toxic guys get king treatment. Social media have convinced so many women they deserve the best without becoming better.
So many comments are literally this, like men being like, I don't want to approach because it's not going to be peaceful because women are going to either make fun of me, call me creepy, reject me, whatever. Like, we will literally do anything to protect ourselves from hurt. And that makes sense from an evolutionary perspective. Like, we need to protect ourselves to survive. But when it comes to living a psychologically rich life and accumulating experience and becoming resilient, you can't just like hide behind fear, honestly. Like, you just can't. Otherwise, you're not going to grow. And the more that we try to choose the path of comfort and convenience, the more that we just like silently kill ourselves. I wholeheartedly believe this. So you can try to like protect your peace all you want, but I can guarantee you that is going to be a longer road of suffering than putting yourself out there and becoming the person that you want to attract in your life.
Accumulating life experiences is much easier when someone else is paying. Do you see where I'm going here? Dating apps have been studied. Men swipe right on 60 to 70% of women, while women swipe right on only about 4.5% of men. And that 4.5% fall within only 10% of men on these apps. Most of us get nothing at all. It's not worth it, though. That's the whole thing. Not so much fear, but simply not worth it. So, why shouldn't women approach? Doesn't this observation apply equally to that?
Men are not your enemy.
Yeah, no,
They're not-
patriarchy is a system.
I know, but I said because of the patriarchy. Men are not your enemy, is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that if men didn't want you to have rights, you wouldn't have them. That's what I'm saying.
So they could be pieces of shit. Like
That just proves that they're not pieces of shit because you have rights.
But how long have we had
all men are
them?
pieces
How
of
long
shit.
have we had them? How long?
I could say the same thing about black people.
About
I'm not over here
105
complaining
years
about
we've
being
had
black in America.
14 countries out of 190 countries, women actually have rights. And what those rights are, there's like a whole chart out of it. But only 14. Like if you go anywhere else in the world, your rights can be taken away just because of the body you have. And like we're very grateful to be in this country where we do have rights. We've only had them for 105 years. We have to defend those rights against the bad men that are openly talking about repealing the 19th and like women should stay in the kitchen. Like it's not all men. I have great men in my life. I love them. I just hung out with one of them last night and it's like they're so caring. I do love men. I just don't love all men. I hate abusive men. And good men know that when we're talking about them.
Can I ask one question? What would it take for you guys to no longer be feminism, to say, feminists, to say, hey, we have all equal rights now, we have everything we need. When does the movement stop? Because it seems like it never stops.
It's not going to stop because they now have already overturned Roe v. Wade. We've seen a right that we fought for and won taken back. So now we have to come back to the right.
They overturned it to give it to the states, which means the people within those states can vote on how they want to do things.
Well, then it's not a right. If it can be stopped at an invisible line, then it's not a right anymore.
It was
and that's
never
why we're
supposed
here
to be
fighting
there
for
in
those
the
rights.
first place. It's not in the Constitution. It was never supposed to be there in the first place.
Neither was the women's right to vote or anything else. Like
I personally, very controversial, I don't think women should vote because we get women like this that say all of these crazy things.
You don't vote then, right?
14 countries that are most of the Europe countries alone by itself. What's make USA that then? She said 14 countries have rights and didn't name not one right she doesn't have in America.
I wouldn't share my location with my partner. I wouldn't. I had this whole conversation with someone and me and them were just going back and forth like, yo, I wouldn't. And the guy was like, yo, what if like you guys are married or whatever, you got kids together, don't you need to know like if you're safe or he needs to know that you're safe? Like, what if that? And I'm like, yeah, that's good and dandy. But the only reason why I wouldn't share my location with my partner is because I'd be lying about going to the gym. Listen, sometimes I'm like, yo, I'm going to the gym and I really don't, and I'm chilling at home fucking snacking and watching Netflix. Sometimes we gotta lie and let them know like, yo, I'm productive. And you really ain't. And that's literally the only reason why. Like, I was like, yo, you thought that I wouldn't share my location because I wanted someone to clap my cheeks? Nah. Nah, it's literally because I want to be fat and not be judged.
It's not the act of you going to the gym, it's the results. So if you want to stay home and snack, that's fine. Just stay attractive, and that's all that matters.
So I recently got friend zoned by a guy at my work. And I really thought at some point, or there were some signs that he was kind of into me. I know what you're thinking, workplace crushes are a terrible idea. And maybe I'm just looking for some sort of ego boost to know if he actually liked me. Because even I know it would not be a good scenario for us to date anyways. We come from two different worlds. I don't know, certain things. He likes certain things. I don't think we'd be compatible, but we have great chemistry. You know how that goes. Just some little actions he would do, which he would come into where I would work, my area, grab water a lot. He did this very recent, like a few months after I started working there. So just thought it was so random of him to do that. We have hung out before, once in a group. Other times have been one-on-one, only one-on-one, but that's been sporadic throughout, since September, basically. And we got our nose pierced together. He acted nervous around me. He would like to FaceTime me, call me, text me, like periodically, throughout the week, I would say. Always would see me every single day at work, say hi to each other every single day, like little chit chat. I don't think there's like one day where we don't say hi to each other. There's that. And, he just would act protective of me. If I tell him about a situation about some other guy, but mind you, he was the one asking me questions about my own like dating situation. So I'm like, okay. I would never offer up anything. He would ask me about it. And he would also ask me for scenarios with girls, and he just barely did this like just recently. I can't remember why, but it just started to feel very random that he started bringing up other situations with girls. Mind you, there wouldn't be any active girls he would be talking to, but it was more just like an interest in a girl. But yeah, he'd always talk to me all the time. And I just kind of thought he was just tiptoeing over the situation with us because we work together. Just recently, he's calling me, acts like he cares, or he's flirty with me a little sometimes too. And, I just was like, hey, like, are you actually trying to be a friend? Or, I'm just trying to because I let him know I'm not normally not friends with guys. I don't know how to be friends with guys. Never had a guy friend really. Maybe back in elementary school, but not recently as an adult. I don't have at least attractive guy friends, and that's something I've been trying to navigate with this situation with this person. And even though I know we're not compatible, I'm still attracted to him, unfortunately. And so he was like, yeah, Ashley, I get nothing out of this whole, in a nice way. He was just like, I get nothing out of pretending to be your friend. Like, like I feel like you're really chill. You're really cool. And yeah, he would say weird things too. Like, oh, Ashley, I feel like we can really help each other out. If we go out, and I don't know, you can help me like find someone. I'm like, okay. But then he was like, hey, like, yeah, there's guys at work interested in you. And I was like, oh, really? Who? So he named a guy, and the guy was very like, not very attractive, like conventionally not attractive. And I was like, okay, who else is interested? And he wouldn't even tell me who these other guys are. So I thought that was strange. Like, you're going to give me someone that obviously isn't super attractive. You're going to give me somebody that's like, at least he couldn't even name other people. So I thought that was really strange. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking way too much into it. He basically told me, he's like, yeah, I see you as a friend. And what's weird is that a few days prior to me asking that question, I'm in somebody else's office to do some work for them. And he comes in and, he acts nervous. And once he leaves, the associate of mine, she's like, I think you make him nervous. And then I'm like, really? Does he not normally act like that? And she's like, no. So I'm like, okay, interesting. So anyways, I finally get him to really say what's going on. He's like, yeah, I see you as a friend and blah, blah, you're chill. And I was like, wow, so you really don't see me that way? And he's like, no, I just don't. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, my feelings are really hurt right now. And now things are a little awkward at the office, and I have to see him here and there. I avoid him at all costs now. But the thing is, I forgot to mention, is that before the phone call ended, he's like, I feel like you don't want to be my friend anymore. And it's like, no, I just need to process this. And mind you, I never told him I liked him. I basically was just more butthurt that he didn't see me that way. And I told him that. However, that's not the entire truth. I actually do have like a mini crush. I have a crush on him. Fuck it, I do. And it's kind of annoying and it sucks. And it's just hard to see him at work and we're not anything. We're just kind of strangers again. And I think he does want to be my friend still. It's just really hard for me to be his friend because he does talk about situations and scenarios, possible scenarios with other girls, and it just really annoys me. I thought he was doing this to make me jealous at first, but I honestly have to believe if a guy tells me they're not interested, they're not interested. However, his body language and his actions show differently, and maybe he is not trying to get involved with a coworker, but at the same time, I thought if a guy really liked you, they would just tell you. So I don't know. This is a situation I've never dealt with before, but I am pretty bummed out and actually pretty sad that I wouldn't have him as a friend. It's not like I don't want to be his friend. It's just really hard to be his friend, and I can't be his friend. And I really realized that guys and girls cannot be friends. You have to not be attracted to them. Yeah. And I really didn't think I was attracted to him at first. I think my attraction really did grow after just kind of getting to know his personality. But at the same time, I know that chemistry and personality is not going to be the end-all be-all for a successful relationship. But I just still feel really bummed out and sad that it has to kind of be this way. And I think he still wants to be my friend maybe, but I just can't be his. And I see him in the office all the time, and now things are a little awkward, and I don't know, it just makes me sad, like losing a friend kind of. And obviously I care for him. I think he cares for me too. However, I was starting to feel a little used because all he would do is talk to me about dating and ask me scenarios with me and then scenarios with potentially other girls. And I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot handle this. All he does is ask or talk about girls and wants my opinion. I just started to feel is this a genuine friendship? Is it not? I don't know if I even explain everything, but I'm just really, really bummed out about the situation and just wish things were different. I don't know why I even got myself involved. I don't know why I romanticized this person so much in my head. It should not have been the case. I did this to myself, to be honest, but I also really didn't know any better. I really thought I could handle like a whole workplace situation. But again, it was my own fault for romanticizing a situation that shouldn't have been romanticized. Just dumb. Like I said, I'm just bummed out that things are kind of weird now with us, so I don't know if they'll ever get back to normal. I think I just had to reset my mind. And maybe we could be friends in the future, but I don't know. It just sucks anyways.
So weird. You said you know you're not compatible and you don't want anything more, but you're upset that he doesn't want you? I think she is more so hurt that someone she finds attractive doesn't find her attractive. Hurt his ego.
Good morning, lovies. Here are 3 interactions I've received on dating apps this week that have given me the biggest ick. Let's make a coffee. Let's talk about it. Someone also wants to know how I make my coffee. Torani, cinnamon sugar, brown sugar, I don't know, sugar-free syrup. So it's just caramel. This one, we'll start off easy. We'll start off nice and easy. This man asked me what I did for work. I let him know, like, I'm a makeup artist, I'm a cosmetics manager, but I also do social media. And he asked me, oh, like, social media, like, do you use that to promote your business? Or, like, what do you do? And I said, like, I hate to use this terminology, but, like, I'm an influencer to a degree. The response just gave me the immediate ick. It was, never met an influencer before. Do you get recognized when you go out? It's so cringy to me. Number 2 and 3, I don't know where men get these from, but calling me baby girl and then saying you want to get your hands on me, I'm like, that's gross. Because nowhere on my profile does it say I want to hook up or have any form of physical relationship with someone. Instant ick. This one's the ickiest of them all, though. So there's no, hey, hi, how are you? How was your weekend? He just hits me with this. You want this kind of relationship or this kind of relationship with me? I mean, like, kudos to him for being able to be so straightforward, but ick. So gross. Also, just espresso, milk, ice. Where do you get off thinking you can just ask me these kind of questions? And the more I dived into his profile, the more I'm like, this is definitely AI. Starting Wednesday off right. But these are just some cringy interactions I've had with on dating sites lately. There will be more. These men don't surprise me. Cheers.
I don't think there was anything wrong with the first guy. He was just asking questions. You mentioned in other comments that you got the ick because he used the word influencer and asked if you get recognized when you go out in public. But you also used the word influencer. It seems he was trying to make conversation with you and asked a normal, valid follow-up question once he learned you're an influencer. I'm confused.
I'm going to give you a life hack that is going to change the way men pursue you and the way that men step up for you. And that is to give a man space to miss you. Now, I don't mean physical space because, well, I do mean physical space, but a lot of you might be good at already giving men physical space in that you're not messaging them, you're not reaching out, you're not doing the initiation. But when I say give him space to miss you, I am talking about energetic space, meaning you're not constantly thinking about him. In fact, you're not actually thinking about him unless he's in front of you, unless you are on the phone to him. So you're not constantly consumed in your mind by him. You're not fantasizing about the future with him. You're not getting overly attached to what this could be. Oh my God, he could be the one. He could be my future, whatever. You're not doing that, okay? So you give him energetic space. And why this is very, very powerful is because when you are constantly in your head about a man, you're thinking about him, you're ruminating about him, you're obsessing about him, you're talking about him, you're fantasizing about him, he feels that as neediness, right? Because the thing is, we're energetic beings. We are energetic beings. We can feel people's energy without even them having to say a word. And so when you are constantly in your head about him, he cannot miss you. He is going to feel something. He's going to sense that there is an insecurity from you, or that you're not as valuable in his eyes. Like he will shift the way he sees you. But when you know how to give both physical and energetic space, that is when a man is going to miss you. That is when he's naturally going to want to move towards you. That is when he's going to want to be stepping up and doing things for you and planning the dates and calling you and doing all of the things. So energetic space is the key.
She's saying she loses interest when she chases him. This reveals a fundamental truth about female attraction that women rarely admit openly. Women are biologically wired to be attracted to what they have to work for, not what comes easily. Here's what's actually happening when she chases and loses interest. She pursues a man who's less interested or unavailable. The chase itself creates artificial attraction. She mistakes the excitement of pursuit for genuine compatibility. Once she wins him or he reciprocates fully, the challenge disappears. Without the challenge, her attraction evaporates because it was never about him, it was about the conquest. This dynamic destroys relationships because she commits to men she had to chase, not men she naturally wanted, leading to resentment when reality sets in. She loses interest in good men who reciprocate quickly because easy availability kills attraction for her. She mistakes the dopamine rush of pursuit for love and can't maintain interest once she has them. She's addicted to the emotional roller coaster, not actual partnership. Here's what men need to understand. Never chase women who make you chase them. If she only shows interest after you're unavailable or disinterested, she doesn't want you, she wants to win. Don't reward this behavior by committing to her after she catches you. Her interest will die the moment the chase ends. Genuine attraction doesn't require games. Women who are truly into you show consistent interest without needing you to be unavailable first. If her interest depends on you being hard to get, it's not real attraction. It's ego and conquest addiction. Walk away from women who only want you when you don't want them. That's not love. That's dysfunction.